So Wack 100 was testifying at Keefe D's bond hearing, trying to explain this money that he was putting up for the bond because the court wasn't buying it. They said it was a front. As you come onto the page, kindly hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. Also, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop the next video. Thank you.
Mr. Jones, I'm going to place you under oath. Please raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give and that you shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
So we hear Wack 100 being sworn in.
May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Cash, C-A-S-H, Jones, J-O-N-E-S.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Arnold, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jones, what was the amount that you paid for the bail bond premium in this case?
$112,000. It was 15% of whatever it was.
Okay,
$112,000 and some odd dollars.
and $500, is that correct?
Yeah, 112.5. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So he was sworn in, and it was clarified how much money he was putting up, $100,500.
And you paid that out of your business?
Yes, sir.
And what's your business name, sir?
100 Entertainment.
And you're the sole owner of that business, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that business is a business license to do business in the state of Nevada.
Yes, sir.
And how long have you had that business?
Roughly 8 years, maybe.
So it's been determined that he had this entertainment company for about 8 years.
And again, you used receipts from that business and you provided us with the documents showing that those amounts were taken from your business account. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How do you know Mr. Davis, sir?
I know him past. I know his son. I know him. We sat down and talked a few times.
So he said he knew the son, and Keefe D and him talked a few times. So clearly he's not friends with Keefe D, he's friends with the son. And maybe he's doing a favor for the son putting up this bail money for Keefe D, since he's got it like that. How do you know Keefe D? And he said, oh, in passing. So no wonder the court wasn't buying it, because when they asked him, nobody's going to buy that, because you do not put up over $100,000 for somebody you don't even know or hardly know. So the court already know what time of day that was. They knew that something was up, something was amiss.
In general, about personal things. He was having this bout with cancer. And personal things, industry stuff, this is regular conversation. He's always been a monumental guy in our community conversation. So, and I've helped several people in our community, whether it was funerals, whether it was for bail. In this situation, I know his cancer has been, I don't know if it's come out of remission. Or then speaking with his son, I know he's having an issue in there, so I'll let you help it in.
I appreciate that, sir. Sir, are you deriving any benefit financially from Mr. Davis's release?
I don't know, man.
So when asked if he was going to derive any financial benefit from Davis's release, Wack 100 said no, but they already put it in their mind that he needed the release of Davis so he can do a documentary, and they got it on tape, a jailhouse tape. So in other words, he was going to reap financial benefit. They definitely did not believe him.
All right, I have no further questions, John.
State cross-examination.
Yes, you need to stand up on the podium because of the Eugene's aspect. Sir, you're in the entertainment business, is that right?
That's one of my businesses, yes.
Sure, and you also go by the moniker Wack 100?
Yes, I do.
And one of the things that you do is manage, some artists like The Game and Blueface, etc.
Yes.
And where do you live?
have residence in California. I have multiple residents in California, Oklahoma, as well as New Jersey and New York.
Okay. And is it fair to say that the last 4 digits of your phone number are 6979?
6979.
Okay. All right. And I want to turn your attention. We were provided a letter by Mr. Arnold that said that you had known Mr. Davis and his family for many years. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, they're a pillar of our community, especially the urban community.
Well, I think let me clarify. You said I have been a good friend of Mr. Davis and his family for many years. Is that right?
Well, I know his sister. I know him. I know his son.
When did you first meet Mr. Davis?
Oh, in passing, maybe about, I don't know, 8 years ago, maybe.
When did you become good friends with Mr. Davis?
Good friends with a lot of people.
I'm sorry, when did you become good friends with Mr. Davis?
The day I met him, the day we shook hands. You know, we come from our upbringing, we come from the opposite side of the track. So, in my travels over the last 25 years, coming from the gang life and making my exit from being a gang banger, anybody that I meet that's willing to sit down with me and be cordial and be respectful.
There lies another problem. He said that money is a gift. You're going to give somebody, put up bond for somebody over $100,000 and you barely know them? That was a red flag. Now, another problem was in him trying to secure the release of Keefe D. They already knew his background. They knew he was a gangbanger even before he said it. And they knew that he was or affiliated with the Crips, and Keefe did the same thing. So they're looking at these are two ex or former gangbangers trying to do business.
All right. Do you have any contract between you and Mr. Davis?
Not as of yet.
Okay. Do you have any financial agreement with Mr. Davis?
Not as of yet.
Do you have any financial agreement with his son?
No. I want him to come work for me. That's what he want to do, to try to get him out the streets.
Now, so are there any stipulations that you have with Mr. Davis in order to put up this money for him?
Well, my stipulation would be bail bond, but I definitely want him to be on house arrest to protect myself.
Now, have you ever said you were thinking about getting Mr. Davis out with the stipulation that you do a series with him?
We've had talks and conversations just about what would be a series, as a VMF series, and just in question, in general conversation, talking about his life story. But I'm not in TV land, I'm in music. I don't do TV. Okay. Television show or any of that. I do music streaming, diverse stuff like that.
Okay, so I just want to be very clear about this. Have you ever stated that you planned on getting Mr. Davis out as long as he did a stipulation with you to do a television series with you?
Oh, I said this story would be a very interesting story. As if Orlando Anderson's story would be a very interesting story. As if the BMS story, as if my story. We talk about it, everybody talks about it, but again, that's not my lane. That's what he chooses to do, and that's what he chooses to do. That's not what I do. And
you had mentioned earlier, you had agreed with me earlier that the last 4 digits of your phone number were 6979, correct?
6979, yes.
And you've had at least one conversation with Mr. Davis via jail calls, is that correct?
One call, yes. I spoke with him one time.
And as part of that time, you asked Mr. Davis whether or not he had signed the contract, is that right?
Yes, I did.
What contract was that?
His life rights contract. Somebody told me he had did a life rights deal, and I was asking him why didn't they come assist him.
And so you didn't ask him to send you his waiver of his life rights to you? Have you?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, again, that's not my lane. That's not what I do. I do music.
And I'm gonna have to play some exhibits later, Your Honor, but in terms of if someone were to say that this money put up is not entirely for you, would that be the truth or a lie?
Say again?
If someone were to say that the money provided here to bail Mr. Davis out is not from you, would that be the truth or a lie?
Be a lie.
Okay. If someone...
I didn't send the money, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Saying I'm not the one providing the funds?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a lie.
If someone said you are being used as a front, would that be the truth or a lie?
That would be a lie.
If someone says you are a middleman in this transaction, would that be the truth or a lie?
That would be a lie.
If somebody said that there's a movie company putting up the money for you, would that be the truth or a lie?
What company?
A movie company.
No, that would be a lie.
Okay. So your testimony is you're not
I'm not what?
a middleman.
No, I have no contracts for any movie companies. I've never had a contract with a movie company. I've never done television. It's not my thing. I'm actually moving out of entertainment into the diaper business. I have a company called Incredible Diapers. I have contracts in Congo, Nigeria, Amazon, Walmart, and Cleveland. So I'm really moving away from entertainment. These are things you can talk about, yes.
And you've had at least one conversation with Mr. Davis via jail calls, is that correct?
One call, yes. I spoke with him one time.
And as part of that time, you asked Mr. Davis whether or not he had signed the contract, is that right?
Yes, I did.
What contract was that?
His life rights contract. Somebody told me he had did a life rights deal, and I was asking them why didn't they come assist him.
And so you didn't ask him to send you his waiver of his life rights to you, have you?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, again, that's not my lane. That's not what I do. I do music.
And I'm gonna have to play some exhibits later, Your Honor, but in terms of if someone were to say that this money put up is not entirely for you, would that be the truth or a lie?
Say again?
If someone were to say that the money provided here to bail Mr. Davis out is not from you, would that be the truth or a lie?
Be a lie.
Okay. If someone...
I didn't send the money, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Saying I'm not the one providing the funds?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a lie.
If someone said you are being used as a front, would that be the truth or a lie?
That would be a lie.
If someone says you are a middleman in this transaction, would that be the truth or a lie?
That would be a lie.
If somebody said that there's a movie company putting up the money for you, would that be the truth or a lie?
What company?
A movie company.
No, that would be a lie.
Okay. So your testimony is you're not
I'm not what?
a middleman.
No, I have no contracts for any movie companies. I've never had a contract with a movie company. I've never done television. It's not my thing. I'm actually moving out of entertainment into the diaper business. I have a company called Incredible Diapers. I have contracts in Congo, Nigeria, Amazon, Walmart, and Cleveland. So I'm really moving away from entertainment. These are things you can provide outlets.
I'm telling you guys, when you go into court and an attorney asks you a particular question, they already got the answer. If they ask you a question, they already know the answer. It's up to you now to answer truthfully because they're trying to entrap you. By that attorney asking Wack 100 if he made a deal with Keefe D to do a documentary and he's going to get him out, which kind of told me that they already had the answer. Maybe they overheard the conversation because it's a jailhouse tape where they're making deals and they already know the answer to the question they ask. Let's continue.
MOUs, contracts for them.
No, and I appreciate that, Mr. Jones. Your Honor, I think I'm going to have, I don't know how mechanically we want to do this. I have a video featuring Mr. Jones talking about the stipulations that he would require.
Let's do the interview.
Yes. And then I also have a couple jail calls talking about signing a contract with Mr.
Just play them and then we will play.
Based on that, and he has to have an affirmative answer before he can even get him out. And we heard him when he denied it. You can call that entrapment because they asked a question knowing that he was going to deny it, and they got the evidence. Let's continue.
From your computer, and they will play through the speakers.
I think for this witness in particular,
Have you ever met Keefe D?
I'm going to stop it.
You know the person? Yeah.
Do you want to authenticate that?
Live TV interview.
yeah, so you agree that you did a Vlad TV interview, is that right?
I work for Vlad. I'm contracted to go to Vlad. I go there like every 2-3 months.
And in fact, you did one about a month ago, is that right?
1 or 2 months, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, and I think Mr. Arnold,
About 2-3 months ago.
I think Mr. Arnold will stipulate that the person depicted as Wack 100 is Mr. Jones.
Right.
Okay. All right, so I think we have foundation for the Vlad interview for 21. You may play.
His lawyer did an interview recently and said Keefe D is a liar. He made up all this stuff just to make some money for people like, me, for interviews, and to get out of a serious drug case. He was never in Las Vegas. All this is fake, and he's not connected to Tupac's murder at all. They're unbelievable. You believe him? Do I believe him? That's up to law enforcement. That's I'm not gonna say. That's up to law enforcement. You home in the next 5 to think about one better not. You know better. It's only 75. Well, it's $1 million. Well, I think 750. 750. So you got to go to the pocket. I still think about going and getting doing anything. Put the stipulations that I do the series on people watching. Yeah.
Mr. Jones, did you hear that interview?
First interview.
Yeah, and it's fair to say that.
You understand, Black?
Wait, sir. You can answer my questions. I'm sure Mr. Arnold has questions for you. You can answer them. So it's fair to say that you said you would bail Mr. Davis.
So the lawyers and the judge are listening to the tape, and they got it on tape where he is making this deal with Keefe D, saying, on certain stipulations, I'll get you out, but hey, you gotta make sure you sign this contract, So after they heard that on tape, it was a done deal. Keefe D was not going to be granted that bail.
He's out as long as he follows some stipulations, correct?
Well, no, it's entertaining.
Sir, my question requires, sir, my question simply requires a yes or no answer. Did you tell, or did you say that you would bail out Mr. Davis assuming he follows some stipulations?
We're glad, me and Black discussed that. We discussed what we're going to do before we interview. Everybody knows that about Black.
And in fact, you said that you would bail him out in return for an agreement to do a series on Mr. Davis's life, correct?
That's what I said to Vlad, but Keefe D is already involved in somebody with that, I believe, with his book. I have no contracts with him, no dealings with him on that.
Okay.
So now they're asking him about this interview he did with Vlad, claiming the same thing, and he's saying, well, it's just hype. I didn't really mean it.
So you're saying what you said there is just not true.
We have, before you go on Vlad, we have a discussion about what you're going to talk about, what needs to be said so we can drive the views. There's nothing about Vlad or nothing about YouTube that says that we're being truthful about what we're saying. We're entertaining.
So they're using his own words against him because when he got on Vlad and made certain statements, they are now replaying those statements. And what Wack 100 is saying is that some of the statements he made when he was being interviewed by Vlad was all inflammatory just to get that money, and it wasn't truthful.
that says that we're being truthful about what we're saying, we're entertaining. Just, being truthful, which I do a lot of interviews. I do interviews every week on No Jumper, and we sit there and we BS about things, and we exaggerate things, and we make up things. But it's a view thing. They pay you for that.
Okay, so you are exaggerating or not telling the truth when you're on Vlad TV.
I mean, you see the number I gave wasn't accurate. If I was gonna, that's what the conversation was. I would have gave you the accurate number. That's what it was.
Correct. All right.
So they did not find Wack 100 truthful. Therefore, Keefe D was not granted the bail. So Keefe D is still sitting in prison, although Wack 100 wanted to put up the bail money over 100 grand. So from the line of questioning, the state believes that he's being used as a front to get Keefe D out for maybe making a documentary or some type of movie. But if they wanted to do a documentary, they don't even have to get him out of jail in order to get that accomplished. They can do that over the phone, like Suge Knight is doing. Suge Knight now have a podcast, a weekly podcast, and he is commenting on everything in the hip-hop genre. So it can be done. You don't need to get somebody out of jail or prison to accomplish those goals. On that note, I'm over and out. Don't forget to hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. Thank you for watching.